Jake, welcome to the SAINTCON hallway.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a hacker handle?
J Cybersec on Twitter.
J Cybersec, and that's just like a handle for the internet, or is this your hacker handle?
Oh no, this is just internet stuff. I don't do the hacker handle.
Not the hacker hand. When did you get into information security?
University was where I started. That was about 8-10 years ago now. Time flies, it really does.
And you're just sitting at home and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go to university and get an InfoSec? Or what was that piece where you decided this is the path, the thread you wanted to go down?
Good question. So at university, or before university, it was trying to make the decision between law enforcement, computers, where to go, which direction, because they're quite different, sort of at that base level. Came across forensic computing, so going into the digital artifacts, and was like, this is a great combination of both of these things that I love. So went down and explored that route, and here I am today, sort of 10 years later, absolutely loving it. Still work law enforcement, sort of supporting their investigations on the side and through work, which is really fantastic to be able to do. And also working in the community and sort of enjoying that nerd, if you like, with the computers, as well as everything else I enjoy as well.
How many SAINTCONs have you been to?
This is my first one.
First one?
Absolutely.
And from Utah?
No, from the UK.
From the UK?
Can you not recognise the accent yet?
I did, I'm just not making assumptions. But
assume away. No, came in from the UK, so I live down the south coast of the UK by the sea, which is delightful. Came over for the community. My work comes here last year and said it was amazing. So here I am, and it's fantastic. One of the better conferences I've been to in the US. I have to agree. How does
that thread work? There's a company in the UK, and they're like, Utah SAINTCON. Did somebody already live here and knew about it? I'm interested on how that thread ended up with you ending up here from the UK.
Absolutely. So it's a US company.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I'm part of the UK branch. And one of our clients said, this is the place to be. This is where you want to go to. You can learn, you can explore, you can make good connections and networking, not only as a business, but as an individual as well, being able to go and explore. I've done some fantastic things here.
Was it nice and friendly like you're saying, or is it like, you better come here or we're not buying your product?
No, absolutely not. No, they encouraged us to come.
I don't know your customer, but when they're watching, they'll be like, So did you sign up for this voluntarily? Oh yeah, I want to go to SAINTCON, or was it like you were told to come here?
No, they said, would you like to? Looked it up online, I thought, absolutely. Because what you can't see behind the cameras is just what's going on behind here. Hacking sort of safes, picking open locks, there's capture the flag, there's soldering over here. It really is fantastic.
What was I understand that's what you've seen now that you've been here, but before you got here, you obviously were told some information, but what were you expecting? Utah, security conference?
I'd never been to Utah, so I'd been sent pictures from the guys last year, so I was like, there's mountains, there's mountains, and there's a security conference, and that's all I expected.
That's all you needed?
That's all I need, and I was like, yep, I'm booked on Virgin, off we go.
So if somebody's running a conference somewhere, and there's mountains, and it's InfoSec, just give you a call, and you're headed over?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It can't go wrong, can you? You're only going to learn, only going to advance yourself, even if the talks aren't relevant. I'm sure you'll find good conversations and have a good time anyway. So,
what's your most favorite thing that you've ran across so far at the conference?
It's got to be the tamper evidence. It's so sort of nerd specific, but so unrelated to computers. Being able to sit there and take apart some stickers, some of those void tamper seals, and then be able to get into the central core and then stick it back together. I think,
right.
Really different. Something I've never done, never thought I would do.
I love messing around tamper evident, but I always end up cutting myself on some metal every time trying to shim something.
Absolutely.
Without fail, I do it.
Yeah. The needles, the syringes, it's going to end messily, isn't it?
You give it a hand. Have you ever soldered before?
No, never done that, and there's a bit of a queue at the moment. So after
have you done it yet?
Not yet. I'm going to. That's on the to-do list still.
You got to let me know how that goes, and if you keep all your fingerprints.
We'll see. I've got stick all over them at the moment anyway. So chemicals and glue. It's
keep the fingers off the metal part. I'll always burn myself too. So you're here in Utah. You've come to SAINTCON, and so far enjoying it. What do you want to also accomplish before you're done? We covered a little bit of soldering. What do you want to do between now and Friday?
So I'm actually talking tomorrow.
Speaking, okay.
Absolutely. So that's going to be, I want to get that over and done with.
What's the title of it?
So it's looking at SMS phishing kits and the disruption we can do with them. So taking it one step further from playing whack-a-mole with domains, it's actually looking at the campaigns themselves. How do they operate? How does SMS work? Because everyone just thinks you hit send, and it's a bit like emails. Some people know, some people don't. So looking deeper into how SMS works, and then how can we stop threat actors? We're all used to getting those texts, aren't we? You've won this, or can you buy gift cards for me? It's what we see a lot of. And so it's looking into that, and actually how can we disrupt this on a bigger basis. So yeah, just getting the talk over and done with would be good.
Yeah, stress level will go down.
Absolutely. It's sort of on the horizon approaching me, and I enjoy public speaking. It's something fun, but I don't think anyone says they can love it. So it's always going to be that stress building up to it.
Right. What's something that you don't have in your talk that you can share with us about it?
Oh, fantastic question. So
that's your nice way of saying, I help Black Hat Europe, and I understand that the question was like, I don't know why you're asking me this, but fantastic question.
Yeah, good question. It's like an interview, this, isn't it? Yeah, good question. While I take a drink and think of an answer.
You don't have to share anything if you don't want either.
No. I think.
But sometimes when you package talks, you have a set deliverable,
yes,
and something didn't fit that flow, and you're not sure. Well, maybe I have to explain too much pre-context. Is there anything there that you would like? This would have been nice, but it got cutting room floored.
So, trying to explain slightly more about how the SMS gets sent. So we talk about all the delivery channels, the filter channels, but we don't talk about how sort of the network itself operates. And I think the reason for that is I don't think there's like general appeal for interest in that area. So although I find it really interesting, looking like 10DLC, short code, email to SMS, like trying to understand the back-end technology, people's eyes just glaze over and they're just like, oh, yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to do that talk where everybody's bored. You got to make it fun so I can come back.
Yeah, when you start going, 10 DLC, and everyone just drifts out of the room, you think, oh, I've lost them.
I actually don't know what that is. What is a 10 DLC?
Oh, don't ask me. I'll bore you. It's fine.
What's the fifth grade level version of what that is?
It's just the way the numbers work. So when you get a text, it's not always from a SIM card in a phone. So there's different technologies that work to deliver that to a number.
Awesome. And that plays in with eSIM cards?
Slightly. So eSIMs still have a number associated with them, which is like a regular SIM card. You can have other things, other technologies which are able to deliver that to a mobile phone.
And there's your mostly commercial things that are doing this, and then they're getting abused.
Yeah, absolutely. And then taking it one step further. So once that SMS is on a device, you've then got the link, and then it's looking beyond that link. So it's going, well, there's our credential phishing site masquerading as banks, sort of airline companies, Walmart, all these other companies, sort of retail stores, etc. And we like to look beyond that. So where you might see a generic bank phishing site saying, give us a username and password, we like to look behind that page. So going to the code and actually understanding what does it take, where does it go, who is operating it, and we can then dive deeper into it as well. So we can start looking like admin panels, we can find where the exfiltration data is going, and then recover the credentials from the threat actors, if you like. That's sort of
then
what
try to
we work
burn
in.
it all down at the end.
Absolutely. So we'd like to say, like playing whack-a-mole, doing domain takedown. It's important, but we must go further because all these websites make multiple connections to lots of other infrastructure.
Right.
If we're just taking down the front thing, threat actors just spin it back up again.
Right.
So we're saying take down the whole forest,
They
burn
got
the whole
Terraform
forest.
too. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, kill it all. Kill it right at the base, weed kill it, and then we start seeing threat having to rebuild, changing their TTPs as they try and operate because they've just lost the whole infrastructure after a mass takedown, which is really vital.
Right. What are you excited about? What project are you working on? What's something that, clearly email, right? But let's set that aside. You got a whole prezo on that, enough stress to deal with that. What's like projects, hobbies? What's something that gets you excited that you want to like work on or bash on or you are working on?
Okay, so working on something at the moment which is taking these phishing kits and trying to extrapolate all the information from it and then making that searchable, but doing this at scale. So doing it once or twice works, but doing it for 500,000 fishing kits is a hell of a lot harder. It's trying to keep that data searchable in a usable fashion as well, because you can just have too much data. Like, data overload is absolutely a thing, especially when you're doing sort of threat hunting, CTI work. You need to try and find the enrichment data in it. So something I'm working on now is just trying to get that searchable and just trying to bring tagging in to try and move away from this noise and trying to find the vital information within this sort of ocean of information.
Right. If somebody wanted to approach and talk to you, is there a hobby or something that maybe they might have in common that's worth bringing up so they can feel like they can start a conversation with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So outside of computers, I do a lot of cycling, road, mountain bike. I've got unicycle as well. That keeps me
You go up these mountains?
I did. So I
did?
Yeah. So as I said, never been to Utah before. So there I was at home thinking, oh, a bike could be fun. Oh, nearly died. Seriously, got to the top of one of the ski climbs. There was snow on the floor, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the wrong place.
Was it the actual bike ride, or was it the elevation or the bowl?
It was both.
Yeah, the elevation will kick you.
It was about 2.5 hours of just constant uphill riding. And it's like, I've got not enough water, I've not got enough food. It was beautiful views. I stopped a lot to look at them. But no, it was good fun. The way down made it worth it.
Yeah, it's a lot faster.
Oh my God, it was scary at some points.
So if somebody wants to come chat with you, just bring up cycling, mountain biking.
Absolutely.
Kick off a conversation, and clearly anything to do with fishing and SMS.
Fishing, SMS, bikes, we're off. We're sorted.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate, I hope you have a wonderful time here in Utah. I hope you enjoy the rest of the con. I hope your presentation goes really smooth.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us in SAINTCON Hallway.
Really appreciate it. Have a great day.